Anti-aging technology is no longer science fiction. Senolytics that clear damaged cells, gene therapies that repair telomeres, interventions that reset biological clocks. Within 2 decades, aging won't be inevitable. It will be treatable, and everything breaks. A world without aging sounds like paradise. No deterioration, no dementia, no watching your body slowly fail. You stay healthy, vigorous, and sharp indefinitely. Death from old age becomes a choice, not a fate. But immortality doesn't just extend life. It destroys the structure of civilization built around mortality. Retirement disappears. Why stop working at 65 when you're biologically 30? Pensions collapse because they were designed for people who die. Social Security becomes mathematically impossible when recipients live 200 years. Careers stagnate. The older generation never leaves. They accumulate wealth, power, and positions indefinitely. Young people can't advance because nobody above them retires or dies. The ladder stops moving, and families fracture in ways we can't imagine. Your great-grandparents are still alive, still working, still accumulating resources. 5 generations compete for the same opportunities. Inheritance becomes meaningless when nobody dies to pass wealth down. Family dynamics designed for generational turnover collapse under the weight of immortal ancestors. Population becomes unsustainable. If people stop dying but keep reproducing, the math doesn't work. Either births are restricted, creating societies where having children becomes rare privilege, or Earth's carrying capacity is exceeded catastrophically. The choice becomes immortality or children. Not both, and the psychological damage runs deeper. Human psychology assumes death gives life urgency. That limited time forces prioritization. That mortality creates meaning. But when you have infinite time, everything becomes optional. Why pursue anything today when you have centuries to do it later? Ambition evaporates. Relationships lose intensity. Nothing feels urgent when death isn't waiting. Studies on very wealthy retirees show this pattern already. When all material needs are met and time feels unlimited, people often drift into depression. They lose direction. Purpose becomes elusive when there's no deadline forcing choices. Now scale that to civilization. Billions of people with infinite time and no necessity driving them forward. Comfortable, safe, immortal, and slowly realizing that eternity without stakes feels like prison. Some will thrive. They'll pursue centuries-long projects, master multiple disciplines, experience everything mortality denied them. They'll become what humans always imagined immortals would be. But most won't. Most will drift. They'll postpone decisions indefinitely. They'll avoid commitment because there's always more time. They'll become spectators of their own infinite existence, watching centuries pass without ever feeling the urgency that makes life feel lived. And here's the cruelest irony. The technology that defeats aging will likely arrive unevenly. The wealthy get it first. They become effectively immortal, while the poor still age and die. Inequality stops being economic and becomes existential. The gap isn't between rich and poor, it's between mortal and immortal. A permanent aristocracy emerges. People who grabbed immortality early and now control civilization indefinitely. They don't die, don't retire, don't relinquish power. They become a governing class whose grip on society can't be broken by generational change. And the mortals, those who can't afford the treatment or access it too late, become second-class citizens, temporary beings in a world increasingly designed by and for the immortal. This fragments humanity into separate species, the long-lived and the dying, and they stop having anything in common. The world without aging won't be paradise. It will be stagnation. A civilization frozen by people who never leave. An economy designed for turnover that stopped turning over. A psychology built for mortality, trying to function in eternity. We'll defeat death and discover that death was what made life work.